Hi, everybody. This is Todd Creager, and today I'm talking to you about the role therapy plays with addressing gaslighting. Gaslighting is when a person makes you feel like there's something wrong with you. It could be very manipulative, consciously or unconsciously, on the part of the gaslighter. And the person who's gaslit starts to doubt themselves, starts to feel like, what's wrong with me? They're walking on eggshells. They feel like they can't do anything right. They stop trusting their feelings. I've talked about this in other areas. It's a serious issue, and it really can ruin lives if we don't address it. So, therapists like myself call upon ourselves to address it. I'm passionate about this because we all have a right to be who we are and to learn to trust our wants and our feelings and mostly our sense of things, our intuition. And when we have a gaslighting partner or boss or parent or whatever, that it can rob us of those freedoms that we should inherently have. Again, the freedom to trust our intuition, to take care of ourselves, to set boundaries. So, as a therapist, number one, I'll say there's three roles as a therapist. Okay, the first is education and helping the person discover how they are in this kind of um, dirty water and not knowing they're in dirty water. In fact, there's an expression, fish in dirty water doesn't know it's in dirty water. When it's been your environment for a while, you start to feel like it's normal. So one role I have as a therapist is to help people see like what you're going through is not okay and it's not healthy. And uh, it might feel normal, especially if you're the kind of person that grew up in a home where you were gaslit by parents, and now let's say you're in a marriage where you're gaslit by the spouse. It can feel very normal, but it's not anything, it's not normal. And it's definitely not healthy. Uh, and it takes you away from who you are. So the therapist, my role is to help the person start to look for clues and cues of how they have been manipulated, how they've been brainwashed, and to help them begin to see it. So it's discovering that they're being gaslit. I mean, part of that discovery is to be able to kind of grieve the projection, the positive projection of this other person, let's say the partner, to realize they're not all that wonderful. They're quite self-absorbed. They do things for not so generous reasons, and they're dangerous because of that. And so it's difficult for clients to look at this stuff. They don't want to see their gaslighting partner or family member in that light. The problem is if they don't see the gaslighter in that light, because that is the truth, then they're obviously going to put themselves down. They're going to take it out on them. All the projections that the gaslight is putting onto you that you're crazy, you're bad, you can internalize that. So we have to educate and help this client discover how he or she is being gaslit, manipulated, tricked into being feeling like their experiences are not real. So that's important, discovery. Sometimes part of that discovery and helping them develop that awareness is seeing where that might have come from earlier in their lives. Like I mentioned about parents. Sometimes people come from families where they just weren't validated. So they were used to not being validated. And so they look for validation from others, and they can be prey to a gaslighter who will only give them positive validation if you give them what they want. But as soon as you don't, they will wreak havoc in your psychological life. Also, sometimes your financial life. Sometimes, I've worked with people that their punishments for being themselves and for challenging or setting boundaries with the gaslighter can be emotional, financial, sexual, social, familial. It can go the gamut with people that gaslight. So try to help them see all the ways that they're prey to it. Try to help them discover all the ways that they are being gaslit. Help them uh, recognize that well, in the next phase, I'll say it like this. So that's the discovery phase where you kind of help them be enlightened, a little more aware of what's going on. The second thing is helping them claim themselves again. How do they claim themselves again, or for the first time, depending on their childhood? How do they claim themselves? How do they learn to tune in to their inner wisdom that's in their intuition and in their body? Their feelings oftentimes are like an inner compass to let them know if it doesn't feel right, maybe it's not right. And so help this person to claim themselves, give them a permission to honor what they're experiencing, recognize that there's something to that, to recognize that in order for them to claim themselves, the price they pay is disapproval from the gaslighting partner or the gaslighting family member. And so part of the claiming who they are is accepting that they will not be popular by the gaslighter. And if they are, maybe they're doing something wrong. So again, part of the claiming themselves is help them challenge their old way of thinking. And it's scary because they might have tried to claim themselves with their partner or maybe as a child, and it didn't work out so well. So if you claim who you are and you honor yourself and you stand up for yourself, the feeling is, I'm going to be alone. I'm going to be a poor, destitute, lonely person throughout my entire life. I mean, it might seem like a little exaggerated, but on the bodily level, that's oftentimes how it is experienced. So trying to understand as you claim yourself, the shadow side of that, that to claim yourself means you got to face your fear of being alone. You're afraid of being alone. You think the way to not be alone, at least some part of you feels like the way to not be alone is to walk around on eggshells, is to be overly careful, is to doubt yourself, and is to defer to this gaslighting partner or family member. And so when you start to claim yourself, you have to understand that, yes, you're going to have to confront your own fear of being alone. But also part of motivating the person to claim themselves is to help them see that the only way they'll ever not be alone is if they stand for themselves. They have to honor their own experiences. Otherwise, they could be in a relationship their whole life and not be anything but alone. If they're with someone who they can't be free to express what they feel, set their boundaries, and validate their own perceptions and their own sense of reality. And the third thing that therapists do, that I do with clients, is once they begin claiming themselves, then you have to help them begin to manage their lives as a healthier person. And things do change. Oftentimes there's fallout from it. So, a person who's married might now be getting divorced. And so learning how to navigate the world as a healthier person who might temporarily, be by themselves. I've had people who are gaslit by parents. How do I live my life after I've severed my relationship with my parents? I mean, that's not something I do every day. But there are times when it's so extreme. The gaslighting is so bad. The parents are so toxic that the only way to claim themselves and to be okay is to sever the relationship. And so even in those cases, we're helping this adult child um, navigate what it's like to kind of be an orphan, even if their parents are alive. So we help them see the bigger picture, help them realize that ultimately this is a life worth living, that as you stand up for yourself, even if you go through some uncertain times, turbulent times, that you will land on your feet, because when you stand for you and you stand up for you, that you will surround yourself ultimately with people that do validate you. The world is your mirror, and I try to help them see that. So as you validate you, you surround yourself with people that are capable of validating you as well, and those are your people. And that is your next partner, the one that can make room for who you are and what you feel, as well as what they feel. So those are the three things, helping them discover and develop an awareness, helping them claim who they are, and then helping them navigate their life as they get out of that brainwashing, that trance of being under a gaslighter or gaslighters. So I thought that this would be an important thing to talk about, the role of therapy in helping people who have been victims of gaslighting. All right, so that's what I wanted to say. This is Todd Creager, making the world safe for love.